All right, hello everyone, Star Ultros here. Today we don't have any news, but I decided to make a video here today just to give a little pointers, a little information to people, people like me who aren't Japanese speakers and who wanted to pick up the Japanese version of FFBE in the wake of the potential death eventually of the global version, or if they just wanted to try the Japanese version just to see what it was really like and enjoy the game twofold. So first things first, here you can see my screen, you can see my units. Feel free to judge anything I show on screen. So obviously I have my finest moment on stage as the vision card, but let's not really dwell on that too long. So basically the home screen is pretty much the same in terms of the bottom of the screen. Then if we look, well, we have the mailbox here, which is the same. Then we have the banners here for the events. That is also the same. And then here we do have the missions. So instead of having the rewards on the top right, I think, on global, I should have had it open as well. Yeah, so instead of being on top right, it's down here at the bottom left. And they are separated quite differently. So we do have these, which are the daily quests, the weekly quests, and the monthly quests. So the daily will reset every day at noon Japan time. Is it noon? I thought it was noon. Yeah. The weekly here will reset every Sunday after the daily reset. And no, I say Sunday, but it's Monday. It's Monday in Japan when that happens. And the monthly will here obviously at the end of every month. So those are just like the quests you have to do every month, every week, every day to go and get your rewards. I'd say probably more generous than global. Anyway, you're just gonna keep getting stuff. And if you have any question about what are the quests and what you need to do, well, feel free to ask in the comments down below, and I will answer these questions. Now here, those are for event specific missions. So every maintenance, we're gonna have some new stuff coming up. So here we have this one. Let's see. So this came with the Final Fantasy 15 patch. So you have to go and do some events where you're going to get some rewards. I claimed some of them, and as you can see, no, I did not do the series boss battle for Arden. I'm too lazy yet, but I will do it eventually. Yeah, and basically all of these are like clear a certain amount of quests or go clear that specific fight with a certain team. So if you're not sure what you need to do, you can click this button here, and then it's going to bring you to another page, which once loads, okay. And then you can click on this button here, which will bring you to the fight. If that button is grayed out, then it means you haven't completed the other difficulties. So it might be a little harder sometimes to figure out which one it should be. When that happens, feel free to ask either on Discord or I guess on Reddit as well. You can ask in the daily help thread, and someone can answer your question there. So you have multiple ones here. So this one says that it's going away in 21 days. So I still have 3 weeks to do it. So I can still be lazy a little bit. This third one here is permanent. It was for the rookie quests and all of the main story units and the awakenings. I haven't done them all because, well, it's just Trust Moogle that I have left. It's not really useful anyway. But yeah, so the base Rain, base Fina, base Laswell, base Sakura, Jake, Nicole, and Lid all got an Envy Awakening on on JP, which they haven't gotten on Global. So one more thing that has been stripped away from us on Global, whatever. And this here, the last tab is the permanent tab where you have a lot of missions. So this is where you have the missions for the series boss battle to get the fragments for the units. There is a ton of thing up here, and there is more and more added all the time. That's where you get the rewards for, say, the Medine fight that we had as well on Global. There's more of those as well that global didn't get, but I'll get to that later. Then there's some specific element quests that would give you tickets to pull on specific element units. So just go there and whenever you can clear them to get the rewards. But like they're permanent; they're never going away. Next, if we go back to the main screen, then on the top left, we have here the monthly pass. So this is for people who want to spend. I have never used it. I don't know exactly what it gives. So if I had a suggestion, don't do it, because I shouldn't encourage people to spend. Same thing goes here for the Moogle shop. So just right next to it. I don't know what they sell, but once again, it's paid stuff. So if you want to spend your yen in there, because we're not using dollars in this game, it's up to you. Once again, I've never done it, so I don't know exactly what's in there. Then to the right, we have here the Dark Visions portal. So when Dark Visions is open, you can go and click on it. So it's going to bring you to Dark Visions. Obviously, now it is not ongoing. We do have a Vision World. So Vision World is not connected to that little shortcut here to go to Dark Visions. And to the right, we have the Abyss. So this is when there's a Dark Visions Abyss. You might have heard people talk about it every now and then, which is for the top 3,000 rankers in Dark Visions. It sometimes like every 3 months, every 6 months, no, 4 months. Anyway, every now and then there's going to be a Dark Visions Abyss that will open, and only people who ranked 3,000 and above are going to be able to go and compete in it. It consists of two fights. They're usually a lot harder, and the rewards are meh. So people don't really try hard in it. So basically, what you get is specific units. Now we got pearls in this one, so there were pearls for specifically. What was his name? It's Dark Phoenix Heo. I don't remember what's the global name for him, but I think global got him. Anywho, and then so this one, and then the ranking rewards are basically like fragments for that unit and that unit depending on where you rank. Honestly, not really worth the hassle, but it's a unit, it's fragments, so why not? And then up here we do have the news. So instead of being at the top, the bottom left, they're at the top right. So this is the news. You can go click in here and be completely unable to read all that's in there. But like there's a lot of stuff in here. Obviously, you can go by event. You can go by summons, by campaigns, which are free rewards, and these are notices for maintenance and stuff, and also app updates. And this is just everything all grouped up together. I kind of don't like having the number at the top right, like the red number all the time. So I go and click on them just to read them, even though I don't really read them. But you can get some information when there's bug reports as well there. And this one was a bug report for a new item world update because they added a new ability for magic 14% at 40%. Which happened to not be added when they patched it in. So they give everyone 500 lapis, and they give everyone 100. Wow, 120 item world potions. Wow, that is a lot. Anyway, so back here once again to the main screen. So if we want to look a little bit at the differences in the friends menu. The friends menu has a little bit of differences. So you're going to see there's no social media, so there's no sharing things. You can't bind your account to a Facebook account here. You cannot bind it to Google, no nothing. And there is this new thing, the level, so the friend level, which is it's a nice feature that actually kind of incentivizes people to change their friend units so they get a good friend level. So basically, the more your friends use you, that sounds weird, the higher your friend level is going to be, and then you get some perks. So, wow, that's me not being able to read all of them. So this is 4 stamina potions. All your units get a 4% stat buff, and that's just like on top of everything else. You gain 25% more gil from quests, and then this one is 20% of something. Is it mitigation? No, I don't know what this one is actually. So you see, I don't speak Japanese really, a little bit, but really not a lot. So it allowed me to understand the game enough, but mostly what I learned was, these symbols mean that, but I can't read them. So that's kind of what I aspire you to do as well. Like, enjoy the game without necessarily being able to read everything. If we go look here at the gifts, one thing that might be worth mentioning is there are a lot more gift options, and you can also request the farming events certificates. So you can change it to get 10 of that from your friend points. It's not really going to mitigate how much grinding you're going to have to do, but it might help a little bit. All right. Now if we move on to, otherwise the rest is all the same. If we go to the summons tab, so the summons are also split in 3 different tabs. Kind of the same as in global. So here, this one is all the paid summons, so where you have to pay with either money or lapis. So you're going to see these big banners for the step up. Currently, the step ups are for all NV plus units. They're all the same. So as you can see, I've done a couple of steps on Noctis. I didn't get them, if you wanted to know. This is going to keep cycling through, and it's going to be infuriating. So yeah, the first step is 2,500. Second step 3,000. Third step 5,000, and then step 4 is the free step. And then you can see that you get 1 free guaranteed NV. Oh no, sorry, not 1 free. You get 1 guaranteed NV on step 1, 2 guaranteed NV on step 2. 3 guaranteed NV on step 3. They're not necessarily on banner, they can be just random units. And then you don't have a single guaranteed NV on the free step. And then if you keep going, they're all 5,000. They all have 1 guaranteed NV unit. And so here you get 20 fragment for the unit on banner. Step 6 is going to be is going to be 1. It's going to be more chances of getting the banner unit, so it's a 10% chance instead of being, I think it's 3% usually, or 5. I don't remember the rates. And then you get 30 times the shards on step 7. If you want to go and look at the rates, you can click on this little icon at the bottom left, and this is where you can go and see the rates. So as you can see, the game's trying to make me show you everything that's happening. So if you go to the right to the next slide, then you can see the unit's overdrive. So Noctis here had a 20% at EX0 and 30% at EX1 and over for the Royal Arms category. So it's a damage buff for them, so damage up for them, a little bit like an amplify. And then you can see here on the third slide that what he gets at EX1, EX2, EX3. So EX1, he gets a buff to his overdrive and also the 500% LB damage buff. EX2, he gets his elemental burst, 200% light amplify. And EX3, he gets the ability that we see on the final page, which is a 500 flat attack for the Royal Arms units. So that's it for the banners. And then you look so there's the step up banners, but then if you keep going, there's these little things. So when you see like that little ticket and then the red stuff, this is because this is a paid banner, so you need to pay something to get a license to be able to pull with lapis on that banner. Why, God only knows. Does this actually work? I don't know. Are the rates generous? I don't know. Do I want to know? I'd rather not. Then you have some random step-ups with no unit guarantees at all, so these are kind of to be avoided. They do have some perks, like getting some STMR Moogle, some pearls, but honestly, you're going to be drowning in pearls after a couple of days of playing. Same with STMR Moogles. Maybe the cards. The Cactuar cards are the things that are more unavailable on JP. You don't get as much of them as you do on Global, which is a good and a bad thing. So we're kind of craving for them on JP, whereas we want them to disappear on Global. So do not sell them, keep them, and use them scarcely when you need to upgrade a card. I would suggest that. That's my personal suggestion. Then if you keep going, here you see, so this is still the same Noctis as over there, but this is the regular banner. So if we go back to this one, you can see in all those perks, there's nothing counting towards a pity or anything. Like they're not giving us tickets or coins, and that's where the other banner comes into play. So this banner here is saying that it's giving, so it's an 11 pull, and you do get a free pull every after 3 pulls. So it's saying like 3 more pulls before you get the free one. And every time you pull, you're going to get 1 guaranteed NV, and also this ticket, this little ticket here, and this ticket is what counts towards pity. The free pull also gives you a pity ticket, so it means you have to do 3 full laps for the unit. So that's 45k lapis, which is actually not so bad compared to the, say, lapis thieves on global. And then if you go look at the other tabs, we're gonna skip over the middle one first. We're gonna go to this one. So this one here, the third one is this is the exchange. They call it the exchange office. So this is where you can go and exchange for your pity units, for example. With the pity tickets, you can go and get 12 here for Noctis, 12 for Arden. If you don't go all the way and you get the unit, then you could exchange for some fragments of other units. Also some tickets that you can pull, random units like from selected pools. They might not always be the best thing to pull from, but if you have nothing else to spend it on, why not? And like all these things. Golden crowns haven't seen use in forever, so definitely stay away from those. The crystals were more or less drowning in Emperor Cactuars, I'd say, so probably not very useful anymore either. And these things, Omniprism, if you don't have 1,000 of those by now, you're not going to need them anyway. STMR Mughals, this little ticket I'm going to talk about in a couple seconds. Then the UOC ticket to go and choose the unit of choice. And in JP, it can be either a 3-star, 5-star, and a 4-star. I don't know why I set them in that order. I'm not sure if Global can do that yet or will ever, but anyway, we can do it on JP. And then the other things, the regular things you already know. So this little ticket here is to exchange for NVA unit fragments, and it's also in the same tab. So if you keep going down, here. So this is this one where you can go and exchange for every NVA. So it's basically like the EX ticket, EX coin thing that we get on Global. And you have all the units in there. Nothing else has been added to this since, well, forever. Also, if we keep going down this tab, then there are some other tickets that you get from events that allow you to go and select fragments from units. So basically check this every now and then to see if you have something to go and spend in there. The log quartz that we used to get from story events, we haven't gotten a story event in forever, so those are kind of forgotten. We do have a much easier and more comfortable place to go and spend a red star quartz for the doors. The exchange for the mystery crystals, so this is not hidden in the shop somewhere. I don't know what those tickets are. No idea what those tickets are and where to get them, but here's what you can get in there. The STMR Moogle exchange in here. As you can see, I've never needed to use them since forever, so yeah, we're really drowning in these. So you don't have to go and talk to the Moogle to exchange them anymore. The 5-star UOC, 3 and 4-star UOC, and the Star Quartz exchange, where you can go and exchange for super old legendary units like Magitech Armor Terra. Also, this here is when you spend money on the game, same as in Global. When you spend money on the game, you get EX points, which give you, in turn, some rewards. Same happens on JP, so then you get here some tickets that you can go and exchange for these very, very, very rare units. So on JP, Carlet, Medina, and Lauren were very, very rare units because you needed to pay to get them. And then they added eventually Chizuru and Sylvie, which are, I think, also very good units, but no one really has them because no one's a whale that much, because you need to get you know, like you need to spend a lot to get even one copy, let alone getting them all the way to EX3. And then if we go back to the middle tab, the middle tab is for all the event stuff, so all the free polls that you can get. So after you're done farming the event, that's where you're going to go and summon the like empty the boxes for the event. See, so as you can see here, the Mod King, I haven't emptied it because it's a huge grind. But I'm doing it, you know, every now and then when I need time, and doing my dailies as well as on my is also a good choice. What else in here? Well, you get some special tickets from those boxes as well that you can pull. So as you can see, like there's a lot of things to summon from. So you're gonna want to, you know, like go there right now, every now and then to make sure you don't have any tickets to use, and that's also where you have the friend points thing. You're gonna have a couple more things that you can't. Well, you're gonna see in the things that I've used already. But if you ever start an account, you're going to see some other banners. So those are the tickets that you can get from the elemental tag missions that I talked about at the beginning. So here, this one was for ice. This one was for lightning. This one for earth. This one for dark, and this one for water. This one for light, and this one for fire. If you have been paying attention, you can see that wind is nowhere to be found. Poor wind. Never meta. Same on JP, honestly. However, I guess on global now with Wilhelm and fundamental forces, it's a lot more meta. So that's it for the summons. If we go look on the shops, so the shops are quite different to here. So you have the lapis shop where you can go. So this here means lapis. So you can go and use your yen to buy lapis. Once again, never done it, don't know how it works, will not do it. So this is a special shop where you can go and exchange for things you should never use lapis for. So these emblems, pearls, and that's it. So never go in there either. This one is the fragment shop, because every week you do have a shop that refreshes where you can go and buy up to 10 fragment for a unit per week. So 500 lapis for five shards, and it resets every week. I also think on a Sunday, but I'm not sure. I've never really paid attention to it. We have every NV Plus unit until Titus right now. They update it quite frequently, so I don't know exactly what's the time frame before they add a unit, but Titus is, you know, quite new still, so it's not bad. And if you go to the next section, then there are all the other regular NV units for which you can go and buy the shards at the same price. So NV units aren't really worth it anymore. NV Plus is the way to go. So if you want to speed up the process of the shard dungeons, by all means, go there. Otherwise, not really necessary. It's not really necessary. It's better to keep your lapis to pull unless you really need to, you know, like get a unit to EX1 or EX2 or EX3 to compete better on Dark Visions, and you're really competitive. Go ahead. This here for the slots, so it's the same as global. However, there's a little twist. Say I want to buy more place for my unit. I can only do it for lapis. There's no tickets for the to buy space. So anything I want to buy more space for, I need to pay with lapis. So once again, I don't suggest anyone do it, because JP is a lot more generous in terms of space that they're giving us. We're going to talk about that in a couple of minutes as well. The rest here is pretty much the same. So the keys that hasn't been useful in forever. This is your stamina potion inventory. This is the same as global, exactly the same. And this here is, well, you know, it's the trust coin exchange. However, there is a little twist as well here in that they upgrade, not they upgrade, but they refill it a lot more frequently than they do on global. Global, like, does it once every 2 years or 3 years when someone cries about it. Whereas JP does it every couple of months. Still, you know, there's nothing too worthwhile in there, so go and get whatever you want. The Esper ores are probably the most important things. But that's it for the shops. Here in terms of items, it's exactly the same. So like, you just click on the from the images, you know what you're doing. So nothing to learn from me for this. If one thing I may also teach you is that this little button here means to go back. So when you want to go back to home, you click on this, and anytime you're gonna like want to do something and go back, then you have that button to go back. Here on the unit page, so first thing, well, everything here is exactly the same as you can see. One difference here with the reserves, though, as I said, we do have a lot more space on GP for the units. If I click on my reserve, then this is going to appear. So I have my main unit storage. The regular unit bank. This is the first storage. We have 2,000 spaces. Then we have another 2,000, another 2,000. So we have in total 7,000 space for units, and we also have this here for the those are the awakening units. Well, not awakening units, but the like the Mughals, the pots, and these things. I'm not even sure the pots still count for this, but like all the enhancement units. So they count up to 6,000 there and 2,300 here. So that's 8,300 that you can get. And like if you wanted to give them names, you could. Like if I want to name this one Linda, I can. And now I know that if I have a unit called Linda, I'm going to send her there. But yeah, so that's it for the. Oh my god, it's staying there. So yeah, that's it for the storages. Then this is the bulk fusion thing, so it works exactly the same as in global. And then this is the where you want to exchange. So turn someone into shards, turn units into trust coins, and just I'm just gonna do this while I'm here. And then the first one to exchange units into gil. If you wanted to sell units. Now if we go look into the units here, the first thing I can look at is going to be the sort. So the sort option, the sorting options. So the sort filters. So we do have one, well, like the ones, I'm not going to read these like the level, HP, and empty because you know what they mean. If you don't know what they mean by now, God help you. So this one's by rarity here. So rea, so rarity. This one is for by attack, so to classify them by attack power. This one by defense power. This one by magic power, and this one by spirit, so the spirit power. These here are the same. So trust. So this is the trust value, and this one is trust name. So trust name, trust value. This one, once again, you can see trust on both, but you see super in front. So super trust value, super trust name. This one is LB damage up. So I don't know why there's a unit filter for that, but there is. I guess for units who have like an ability that would buff the LB damage. This one here is for, let me get this one right. This one is evocation damage up. And once again, why do we have this? Probably for the 2 units or 3 units that have a buff for this. This one here is for physical evasion. That one for magic evasion. This one is for provoke. This one is for when you obtained the unit. This one is to sort them by series. This one by unit number. This one by unit name, and this one by EX level. But unless I'm doing something wrong, it does not work. I have never been able to actually see if I try it. You can see that I have, and even if I scroll down, like for example, I have, like people EX3 here, people EX2, and then EX3 again, and then EX3, and then EX1. It makes no sense. It doesn't work. I don't know why it's there. These things here are the same as in global. So do you want to prioritize the units that are in the party? I always check it off because I find it annoying. And this one is by increasing order, and this one by decreasing order. So I prefer to see my highest unit, highest level unit up. So I choose this one here. If I go in the filters, so this one pretty much the same as in global once again. So the stars and the NV and V plus. And then we have here those who start as as 3-star, start as 4-star, start as 5-star, start as NV. So like an NVA unit would still be this category. An NV plus would still be this category because all NV plus units still start as an NV. Then these here, these filters, so this one is to filter by units who can be awakened to envy. This one to units that can be awakened to envy plus, and this one is to filter by units who have EX bonus. The EX bonuses are these things that Global never got, where when you have multiple copies of a unit, I'm just going to show you with say Tifa here. When you have more copies of a unit after their EX3, then you have this little here, EX bonus, and you can go in this section, and you could exchange for 5 shards. You could get either bonus stats for the unit or bonus abilities for the units. So Tifa could get something that gives her an extra 50 times LB damage. Sorry, well, not LB damage, but like to her LB, a 50 times modifier buff. And it's undispellable, like most modifier buffs. She could also get Machine Killer 200%. And she could also get Human Killer 200%, which I haven't gotten yet. And this is entirely random, so you just throw your fragments in there and you cross your fingers and hope you get something good. It's not the best mechanics, but like it's just something to throw your shards at after a while. Now, if I scroll down, all of these are exactly the same. So like for fire attack, well, elemental attacks, elemental defense, status ailments, defense. And then here are the killers. The killers are in the same order as they are in global. So if you've learned the order, then you should be fine. But here they are. I made a little cheat sheet, like a spreadsheet I can share. I think I'm going to put it down in the comments below later once I've actually completed it, because it's not really finished. And I moved stuff around for it not to be in order, so just to challenge you a little bit if you really want to learn stuff. So the first one here is Beast. So the like the little guy with a little thing here. So this is Beast. This one here is for birds. This one here is for aquans, so aquatic unit enemies. This one here, the first kanji here is for water, so you're going to see it. You're going to see it again in the elements later. This is for demons. You can also recognize this kanji from magic that we've seen earlier here. So they share that kanji, whatever. It's not really relevant, but I just wanted to point it out. This one's for human killer. So yes, this little tent thing is a human. It's just lacking its arms. They're here. The last one, the first row, is for machine. This one here is dragon. This one here is for spirits. Then this one here, insects. This one here for stones. This one here for plants. And the last one here for reapers or undead, however you want to call them. So the first one was for physicals, and the second one was for magic. And I actually think those are for mitigations. So it's when the unit can. No, it's not. No, it is killer. Sorry, it is killer. Sorry, it's not mitigations. So when they can give you killers for those races, I guess. Now, if you keep going down, I rarely, if ever, have used these parts, these filters, but so this is for units who are max level, those who aren't max level. This is for units on which you have used stat pots and doors. So if you have used them, if you have used doors and pots on them, then they're going to pop up here. This is for those who haven't had pots. But like even if you've used one pot, they're still going to be in this one, so you can't know who hasn't been fully potted, sadly. This one here is for units who have something equipped, those who don't have anything equipped. So you can see like this is like have something, don't have something. Like have something, don't have something. This one, like the kanji here, means nothing. Here, this one is for trust. So those who have maximum trust, like their TMR unlocked. So those who don't have their TMR unlocked, this one here for super trust. So have it unlocked, don't have it unlocked. This one here I couldn't figure out, sadly. And this one here is for units with a leader skill. So with a leader skill, without a leader skill. If I keep going, then like who can equip these weapons. So same as global. Then here, those are by roles. So the unit type, this one here is physical attacker. This one here, magic attacker. This one is physical defender, so physical tank. This one, magic defender, so magic tank. This one here is a healer. And this one here is a support. The last one here is a breaker. And all of those are for the like the cactuars, the pots, and all these things. I don't know exactly how they sort and why they're there, because they're never going to be useful. Because some of these units have been like literally morphed into currency, so you're never going to be using these over here. I'm pretty sure. If you do, let me know in the comments down below. Next, we have units who can use these levels of white magic, black magic. So white magic, black magic, green magic, and blue magic, same as in global. Now the unit categories, so those are regular units. Those are, I think, the cactuar thingies, and those the Mughals. So once again, you're never going to use these two. So why even still be there? God only knows. And those are the series. So all the series that you know and love or don't love for certain for some of them. And there's FF here with kanji. So this is FF0 type. So FF type 0. And lastly here, this one I couldn't figure out either what it meant. Sadly, I'm sorry. Now if we go in the categories tag, so this one you're going to be using a lot. So oftentimes it's going to be just to try to recognize what category the missions are asking from you and going to the filters and finding them. I can give you the ones that we have now. However, they've been adding more categories still lately, so I'm not sure if that video is still going to be as helpful in a couple of months, for example. So it is what it is. But you're going to learn them, like the new ones that are going to pop up. And just by clicking them, you're going to see like this one is kind of hard to remember. This is Dark Lineage, but when you click it and you go see the units, you're like, oh yeah, they're all those anniversary things, and suddenly you know what you're talking about. So let's start by the top. So the first one are the elements, same as in global, so same order as well. So this one is fire. So you see like it's the same as the human, but with two little things, kind of like a campfire. It looks like a bonfire, really. That's what it does. It reminds me of. So if it helps you, bonfire, fire. Here, this one is, these two are going to confuse you, sadly, and they're very similar. So this one, the first one here is ice, and this one here is water. So it makes sense that they're pretty much the same symbol, but with just a little something added onto ice. So yes, ice here, water here. This one here is for thunder, and the way the kanji I think is built is it's rain, and then there's a field under. So like rain falling on field, thunder. It fits. So this is thunder. This one here is for wind, the little like thing in a box. This one might be a little complicated. You might confuse it sometimes with dark as well, but you're gonna get used to them eventually. This one here is for earth, the little cross coming out of the ground. It also kind of looks like the one for night, not like the night like midnight, but the night like Knights of Grandchild, like a knight. So you might, but I don't think there's anything in FFBE that will use the night kanji that might confuse you at some point. So earth here, little cross. The little shiny thing here is light, because like it's bright, it's shiny. And this one here, kind of closed in, is for dark. Now if we go into the units, sorry, not units, the unique. Yeah, the unique. This one, vision, wow. What's this one? Oh yeah, those are for the reward units. So this one's for the free units that you got from the series events, so the free units that you could grind for their fragments and bots. This is Anniversary Story, obviously. This one was Dark Lineage, as I said earlier. This one here is for Evokers. So you're going to see this little symbol a lot when you're talking about Espers and Evocation. This one here is Blessing of the Crystal. This one here is for the Rebellion units. And that's where it gets a little bit more confusing because, you know, like they all end the same when we're talking about some of these. If I highlight them, so they might get confusing a little bit for those, but you're going to get used to them and you're going to just recognize them by, you know, activating the tag and seeing who is in there. So yeah, this one's Rebellion. This one is one that's been abandoned forever. This is the Bonds category, where we have all those, you know, celebration and seasonal units. So kind of a lost tag that's never useful. This one here, Blood of Hess, doesn't have a leader, doesn't have a use, but it's for basically, you know, everyone that is a Hess character like Laswell, Eurasia, whoever else, because I don't really follow the story, Yish, and that's about who I know that's in there. This one is for the Gathering. Next one here, this is the Royal Arms. So the first symbol here is for King. So if you remember that this is a king, it kind of looks like a crown sideways, I guess. So then you're going to remember that this is Royals. This one here is Esper of Ruin. Was it? No, Esper of Destruction. They call them Esper of Destruction, right? Ruin? Anyway, whatever they call it, this is the, it's Esper of Ruin. That's what they call them. So those units like Fina, Dark Fina, Rain, Bismarck. Yeah, there's a lot of units here that Global didn't get, sadly. There's Paladins of Grandshell that I don't have as well. That's been skipped on Global, but you know, like it's a small category, not really going to use. This one is for the Guardians. This one here is the Harbinger of Chaos. So this here I think is Chaos. If you remember the Chaotic Darkness, this was the first symbols in its name as well. So yeah, that's Chaos. If you're here to kill Chaos, you know. I'm having too much fun with this. I'm so sorry. Here, this is the Elite Soldiers category. This one here, the World Saviors. Those are mostly the main characters of every game, if I remember correctly. This one, we used to call it the Battlefield Maidens, but once they localized the name, it is the Flowers of the Battlefield. And this last one here is the category you might, if you watched my other videos, you will have heard me complain about the addition of this category, which is basically a throwaway category where everyone fits. The Sword Masters, so everyone who's ever used a sword in their story, there you go, they're in here. There's no leader for it yet, but when there is, it's going to be probably the most versatile category we've ever seen, which is, you know, good, but also kind of defeats the purpose of the others. We'll see. This one here is by series, so it's exactly the same as in Global. I'm not really going to dwell on this one. This one by roles. So if you remember when I went through the filters here earlier, here, they're exactly the same. So if we look at them again, that's Physical Attacker, Magic Attacker, Physical Tanks, Magic Tanks, Healers, Supports, and Breakers. These are the other categories. Not a lot go in there. This one here is for the 12 Chamber of the Arms units. So there's Sheraton, and there is Tegmine in here, or Tegmin. I don't know how to pronounce his name. So there's only 2 units in here. Useless. Here, Road to Glory was a special event that launched at the beginning of the year. We've only had 2 runs of it. Or 3, no, 2 runs of it. One gave us Wilk, and the other gave us Sky. They're completely different. They're not bad, but not good units either. Here, this one is for the series boss battle units, so that's where you get, you know, our units. You see, I don't have them all because I've been lazy with some of them. So we have Braska's Final Aeon, we have Angel Kefka, we have Cloud of Darkness, Emperor, and what's his face? Vayne. I forgot the Undying from Final Fantasy 12. And no, I haven't done Arden yet, so he's not in there. And I feel like I forgot another one. No, that's it. Then EX here. What's this? Those are all the units that aren't on banners that were always like gotten for free here and there. Weird category, but it is there. Now here, those are for different content. So basically, this is the how you call them? Collabs. This is the collabs category. So this one is Emblem of Roto. That's a Dragon Quest category. This one here is for Adventures of Dai, which is another Dragon Quest category. As you can see, we have a lot of those. I'm happy about it. This one is for mana units. So Trials of Mana, Secret of Mana, Legend of Mana, whatever mana series, they will go in here. This one here is for Full Metal Alchemist because we've had a collab with Full Metal Alchemist that Global skipped. We have this one for the Saga series, so a romancing saga, I think. Don't know much about them. This one for Xenogears. This one here for Star Ocean, and this one for FFBE War of the Visions because it is considered a collab. And this one here that I skipped is basically all of them combined together because this is like anyone that is from another world. This is like another world. I think that's what it's called on Global. So from any collab will fit in here. So that's it for the categories. Now, what else could I go look at? I think I will go to the Vortex, and that's probably going to be it. So the vortex, well, like here, the images might look a little different, but it's all the same. Like this is the vortex here to go and see all the events. So you see the vortex is a little different in all there is. So the first one is for the currently active events. So the new events. So this one is a Vision World. This one is a farming event. This one is for farming blue pearls because we don't just get like free blue pearls and they can be used on every unit. They are unit specific or series specific, and we need to farm them to awaken our units to NV+. This one is for an EX abilities, those ability like the 5th ability slot for the NV+ units. You can go and farm there. Well, not farm, but you can go and craft, like fight the bosses to go and craft the ability. That's something that was kind of missing in Global, but they started giving them to us for free through certain events here and there, instead of having to fight for it. So I guess it's a net positive. No, it's not a net positive because we're not getting a lapis from it. Because they're actually quite generous on lapis on the Japanese version. You see, if you do the final difficulty with units from the Royal Arms category, then you get 400 lapis. And that was actually pretty easy because our Royal Arms category is pretty strong. Now, if you keep going, they brought the series, the Awakened series boss battle for Arden. They brought him here for the duration of the current FF15 event, and then they're going to bring him to the other, like in the same tab as all the others, all the other Awakened SBBs that we're going to see later. This one is for the Awakened Grace of Water trial, which is insanely hard, and I don't think maybe one or two people have cleared it. I don't know. But it's very, very hard, and we're gonna need severe power creep to be able to do it as splibs. And like those are the boss rushes. They're permanent, never going away. That's the same boss rush you got on Global here, and this one is another one where you go and fight a gauntlet of the Grace trials. It's very hard because they've increased the difficulty on them. It's a fun challenge. It's also an annoying challenge because they require you to do it with units for multiple categories, and some of them aren't very compatible with those fights, I will say. Like, obviously, you can make it work. I just don't have the patience to do it. Then we keep going. We have the Dark Visions Abyss here, which is closed. It's been closed for 2 weeks now. And we have the item world and the fragment dungeon. The fragment dungeon will go back to the top at the beginning of the day at daily reset. It's just since I've used it today, then it's at the bottom, but usually it's the first thing you're going to see on top. so you can't miss it. And as you can see, we always see also the date that the event ends. So this one says it's the year 2024, the month 8, and the day 18, which is a Sunday. That's what they're telling us here. And it ends at 23:59, which is 11:59 p.m. for people who don't know how to use this 23:59 thing. You can see that the exchange ends at a different date for the Vision World, because this one is the Vision World. And it ends on a Thursday. Here, this is the Mug King event with the farming. And I'm not going to go through the days of the week. I'm not here to teach you the days of the week. Anyway, if I go to the second tab, so second tab is for the rerun events. There is a lot of reruns that we get every patch, every maintenance where you get new stuff here. Always go and see if there's something you haven't cleared. As a new player, that's going to be someplace you're going to want to go to find some equipment you unfortunately couldn't get because you weren't playing the first time around. So you can go there and you can go farm the event. The exchange also comes back for that time, so you can go and exchange the certificates for like to go and empty the box and get all the rewards. And you see we have multiple tabs here for the reruns. So those are the 2 reruns we have right now, but there's going to be more things next week. Here, the second tab is for the free units things. So all those fights where you could go, like, get this one, I think is Sid, that's Sid Reigns, right? Yes. So this one's for, if you haven't gotten the unit, then you can go and get it here, and you can, go and get it for by paying with stamina instead of paying with the keys at the Chamber of Seals on top here. We're still going to take a look at after in the quick minute. This one here is for the Awakening. So it's for the Blue Pearls. So this is only the Blue Pearl stages. There is also a new type of key for the Chamber of Seals to go and get the Blue Pearl stages, but they're being rerun regularly. So just take a look at this one before you go. There's also the feature. I'll show you something else. No, I'm going to go right now before I forget. There is a feature if you look here. No, that's not going to work, is it? That's not going to work. I need to have something like. Oh, yeah, okay. Where's Cloud of Darkness? Okay, here. So if you go to try and awaken a NV unit, that could be awakened to NV+, then you can click here. And you can see here, if you click, it's going to bring you to where, well, now it doesn't do it because, Cloud of Darkness obviously isn't awakened in the same way as the others. But it would show you the quest where you can go and exchange not exchange, but farm the pearls to awaken the unit. So back to the Vortex in this tab. So this one for the Blue Pearls. Now this one, the 4th one, is for the equipment quests. So anything for the equipment that you can craft, the abilities that you can craft are being rerun here as well. It changes periodically. And the last one is for the strengthening event. So that's all the crown stages. So all these things that Global has stopped getting pretty quick. We are still getting those pretty regularly, and they are being rerun here every now and then. And if you go in the Chamber of Seals, then you got this one for the story events, this one here for the units. So this is the same. This one for the pearls, this one for the equipments, and this one for the crowns. And we do get a lot of keys, so throw them away. Add these things whenever you need. Don't hesitate. But like the reruns are also going to come, so don't sweat it too much. Now, if I go to the 3rd tab, the 3rd tab here is the same as we got in Global. So for all these old farming things, so go and do it once for the Lapis, and then we have a 2nd tab in here, which is for the Brave. It's all the Brave emblems to awaken the NV abilities, and also you can get some equipment in those. See, that was Typhus's Cape. So you can go and farm these. That's where you're all going to get these emblems from. They're all by series or by type for those that unfortunately didn't get any series afterwards. So you can just go and clear these and farm them if you need, if ever you're finding yourself at a lack of one of them. This one here, this is well, all the trials. The first one here is the new 12 weapon, the new Chamber of the Arms. So we have Sheraton and we have Tegmin in there. That's all. No, sorry, not Tegmin. It's Bialkua and Toshalus. However, we're supposed to. They're never going to localize that name, I guess. So we'll never know. But anyway, we have 2 fights in here. These here are the purgatory trials. I'm sorry, the grace trials. So grace of darkness, flame, thunder, wind, and also the one that Global didn't get, grace of water, are in here. These are the awakened series boss battle, the third one. So those are the new ones, like where you can go and get the free units. These are the Esper battles. So this is Medine, the Medine fight that Global got, but there's also a couple more that Global didn't get. So there's one against Vlad, there's one against Dark Bahamut, one against Odin, one against Ifrit and Phoenix, and that was the latest one we got. I don't know if we're going to get any new ones, but maybe we will. So they're just going to end up in here. And I guess this confirms that Vlad is a summon. I don't know why. Sorry, not a summon, an Esper. I don't know why. Because I don't follow the story. This one here is for the 12 race trials. This one is for the old trials. So we have the 2 chambers in here. So the regular ones that go up to Bahamut, and the Chamber of the Indignant that goes all the way up to Ammon. And yeah, there's nothing different here except there is a little. There's a few less. There's the what was it? The Marlboro. There's one of the Marlboro, not this one, but the other Marlboro trial, and there is the Echidna trial that's not there as well, that we didn't get. And that's it for those. Now there is the regular Chamber of the Arms. There is the regular series boss battle, and here the extra rule battle. Those were a pretty neat thing, but unfortunately, that wasn't really like well developed. So those were kind of like small trials for 3-star and 4-star units, where you could go and fight an enemy and get meh rewards. I didn't really try hard, as you can see when I did it. But yeah, like to go and kind of limit yourself with weaker units for those fights. And the last tab here is for the special. So we have that same tab on Global. It's just placed at a different place. But that's where you have all the story event, the special story events, and the short stories, the Chamber of Recollection, if you want to go and look at cutscenes again, Chamber of Blue Magic, and like the Awakening of the Soul, was it? Yeah. So those things for our old units, the very outdated gear, but you can go and do it for the Lapis. And that's it for the Vortex. Now, one last thing that I could mention as well is if we look at the banner here, we have here Mina de Mission, and that's me reading in like 3 languages. Anyway, so this little thing, whenever there is a vision world, you can see this thing pop up, and the banner is very, very important. Do not forget about this. So go and clear the vision worlds all the way to the final boss, and once you have, go and click on here. And once everyone, like the entirety of the player base, has reached a certain number of clears on the final boss, then you're going to get rewards. So we're getting that's 6 tickets that you can use in the second tab of the summons, and we're getting 5,000 lapis once we reach 100k clears. So make sure to go and grab that, because it's not giving out. It's not given out until you go and pick it up. So you need to go here, click on that button that's grayed out right now, and then they're going to be sent to your mailbox to go and pick it up. So it's a little convoluted. Don't know why they did it this way. I think they're trying to get away with not giving the lapis to everyone. Who knows? So I think that pretty much. Oh no, that doesn't cover everything. The one last thing I wanted to look at is actually unit page. So right now looks pretty much the same as in global. The stats are all the same. But if I go look into the equipments, then now it's going to change. So if I look into equipments, now I can click here where the stats are, and it's going to cycle through different things. So we can see here, those are the offensive stats. So this one here is attack. This one here is magic. This is obviously Terra, so she has more magic than attack. This one is the percentage that she gets of abilities. So she's getting 590. I should go and equip her better, but I'm not using her at the moment. This one is the equipment stat percentage that she's getting. So she's 500. I overdid it somewhere. And this one here is for the accuracy. So this is physical accuracy. This is magic accuracy. I don't think magic accuracy ever mattered, but there it is. Here we have LB gauge per turn. And this one is LB fill percentage. This one is LB damage, so she's over 300%, and this one is jump damage. Now those are all the killers, so once again all the races, I'm not going to go over them again, but the physical killers, the magic killers, and the over killers are all seen here, so they're very well laid out. If I click again, it cycles through something else. Now I see magic and spirit. So you see there's no accuracy here because it doesn't matter. And if we look here, it's all the Esper related stuff. So Esper gauge per turn, Esper damage, evoke damage. I don't know quite what they equate to because they're kind of interchangeable all the time depending on where you look, but that's what they translate to here. If I look to the next one, then I have HP, defense, and spirit. And I have also here, this is the evasion. So I have physical evasion and then magic evasion. So blue is physical evasion, red is magic evasion. If we look at these, well, this is still the LB gauge per turn and LB fill percentage. This one here is stacks of guts. So if the unit has multiple stacks of guts, you can see it here. This one here is provoke, and this one here is camouflage. So I didn't know there was an indicator for this. I'm learning at the same time. So if you have camouflage on the unit, you're gonna have a percentage here, which is trumped by provoke, I think. I don't think it's offset. It's just completely the provoke just goes over. So I don't know. I'm not very good at that mechanic, but it's there. Like you can see the numbers. If I click again, then I cycle back here. And if I want to see if I used pots and stuff on the unit, I can go and click on that button up here. No, never mind. Sorry. When you're on this page, so the stats overview, you can go and click here, and you can see a little bit more like what global has in terms of a view. So you have the killers at the bottom here. You have all the stat percentages here. So that's this one is here dual wield. This one here is double hand. This one is the Esper stats. This one's the friend level bonus. Wow, I didn't know about that. Learning. So yeah, didn't know about that. It's pretty cool that you can see it here. So the friend bonus I talked about at the beginning of the video, you can see what it's actually giving to your unit here. Then here, this is the stat pots. So the base stats. So what the vision card is giving you. Then this is the pots. The ability, so up to 600% for NV plus units. And this is the EX bonus if ever you're using the unit for an event. For example, if I go to the Vortex, this current farming event, and I go to my FF15 team, whatever, here, I'm probably going to see here, nothing. Well, serves me right for trying to show something. But that overall covers everything, I believe. So if I missed something, feel free to leave a comment down below. I will go and read them, and once I've had them all, like I'll wait a couple of weeks. I might go and make a second video to go and include whatever I forgot. Also, keep an eye out for my cheat sheet that's gonna appear in I don't know, like a day or two when I finish it. So you can go and get a reminder and not have to watch this 1 hour long video all the time whenever you need to go and see something that I covered here. Hopefully this has been helpful to at least one of you. That's the reason why I'm doing it. And if you have questions, well, feel free to hit me up. I'm on Discord. I'm going to be on the comments, and I go on the Reddit every now and then as well. Maybe we can revive the Reddit a little bit by getting more players onto the JP version. So by all means, please come and join us. Enjoy the game, and see you guys next time. Bye!